Hello, everybody. So, I couldn't keep the last one very short. Had a lot to say in that one. But I pulled one card for the collective today. And I'll try to keep it brief because my voice is going for sure right now. But I pulled the Four of Wands for you guys. Four of Wands, this is from my badass tarot deck. I love it. The Four of Wands, typically, it can be about balance and about stability. That's what fours are about, the niece of the number 4. The tarot card itself in the Rider-Waite deck, the original classic deck, usually it represents the Four Wands plus a couple getting married. So it can be a marriage card. So if you're getting that, like, think about it. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. If you have no plans to get married, that's not for you. But, you know, there's a lot of reasons someone can pull a Four of Wands. So if you just get on here, this is a general collective message. But the Four of Wands is about stability. So either you have stability or you need stability in your life. So I would say that some of you that are in here are going, you know, how's my life going right now? Like, let's just check it. Yeah, you're either doing great. Things are okay right now from where, you know, as they're going, or maybe they've been a little topsy-turvy. There's two ways this could go because there's many of you. So let me take it down. So what comes before the Four of Wands is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is about delays, about being patient. It's a waiting card, you know, essentially. The person in it's usually waiting. And they're usually facing away in the classic deck. There's a lot of different ways it can be interpreted, though. So if you've had to go through a period of, like, maybe you were waiting to hear from someone or waiting to hear news on a job or something, and you're just like, well, I don't know if it's going to happen. You get right to the brink of, like, well, I guess it's not going to happen. It's been too long. Maybe I should just, you know, give up on it. And then boom, suddenly you got the news. And so things are stable again. And you're like, this lady, you know, she's having a cigarette and she looks leaning back. It's like she's having relief. So I feel like whatever happened with that Three of Wands, when this Four of Wands hit, you had relief that, oh, thank goodness, like, now things are okay. You found that stability you were looking for. Things were on shaky ground. You were a little bit worried. I get it. I've been there. You know, you're like, oh, everything is going to come down to this one decision, and you're waiting, and it's in someone else's hands. You never like that. Waiting for results from a medical test, or waiting, you know, on that job, or whatever it is. And this could go for many of you. You could be waiting on way different things. I know the pain of it all, like waiting to hear back on those jobs. I got a stack over here. This is why I'm reading tarot now. This is what I'm meant to do. I've been called to do something way more different in my life than I ever thought. I guess those 9-to-5 desk jobs are not for me anymore. That might be why I got rejected from so many, even though I was more than qualified. It just seems like it happened. When you get called, nothing works out for you until you start following what they want you to do. And I think it's funny. Same thing goes for, like, you know, sitting there waiting for that test. You're like, oh, I took a blood test. Let's see what it says. And you're like, okay, hurry up. Get the results in. Aren't you glad that you can just log in and get your results early now? If you know how to read them. And even when I know how to read them, I'm like, oh, that looks like it's off. This got flagged and that got flagged. And then the doctor doesn't care about it. And you're just like, so we're not worried about this? You know. So some of you might be worried about maybe some health matters. And there's several of you waiting on, like, maybe a change of job. You might be trying to apply for something better that has more pay, better work-life balance. That Four of Wands might be giving you that work-life balance. Maybe it's something you finally want to do, closer to the dream job that you wanted. It may be the dream job you wanted, if there is such a thing. I mean, when people say when you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. So I really hope that for those of you that have that. And then, let's see, there's a lot of things that you've been waiting on, but all of that is coming to fruition. You've got your results. You've gotten your solutions to your problems. You've gotten the answers, you know, the response to your applications. So everything's coming. Maybe you were waiting to hear if you were to win something. You know, you submitted a piece of art in the county fair. I've done that before. And you have to wait until they do the judging to go in and see it. And then it's so exciting when you walk up and you're like, you see a ribbon on it and I'm talking from personal experience. you know, but it's fun when you see that, you know, little accomplishments, little things like that make you feel good, especially when you put a lot of your spirit into that, and you did it out of passion. So all that waiting, good things come to those who wait. Now, on the other hand of that, this Four of Wands, I see this as being relief in another way too. If you were waiting on test results, you know, maybe you had a weird scan when you went for the mammogram or something. I've had that too, and it's kind of scary. I've also had a tumor removed when I was 25. It was very rare, and they didn't want it to go cancerous, so they just said, let's take it out. And I haven't had a problem since. I gotta adjust my seat here. But I've been lucky, you know. And there's been a couple of other issues, but I've not had another tumor, luckily. But I am on it, like, I am on it about getting checked. It's not something that normally runs in my family. Cancer does, a lot of different cancers, but first I've ever, you know, had to deal with, like, anything breast. So, you know, I know what it's like to have that worry, like, oh my gosh, I found a lump. I get that it changes everything. It just, your whole world stops for a minute going, oh my gosh, what does this mean? And then it kind of gives you this worry, this anxiety. It's hard not to think about it because you just want to prepare yourself. And then the relief that comes with finding out, like, hey, that was nothing. Maybe it was just some fatty tissue. Maybe it was, you know, it was, oh, I forgot the word for it. Non-cancerous. I'm just going to say that because it's easier, because I can't remember the word that it was. But it was such a relief to find out that for me too, especially after you have to go through the whole thing where they have to do the mammogram, and that's after they shoved a giant, like, pen-sized needle up in there they had to put a staple inside of me to X marks the spot, you know. And then they had to have 2 people help me, you know, walk down the thing. And I'm like, can we at least close my robe? I don't need to be, like, wide open here, guys. So they had to help me walk down and do the mammogram right after. And it's like, I'm just glad I don't feel much right now, because that would hurt. I watched it all though, but I'm not like looking down. I was like looking up on a video. It was really cool. I'm just glad I couldn't feel anything. But I got lucky. Not everybody does. I just seem to hear of people getting cancer like every day. I lost 2 grandparents to cancer. So I am so happy to celebrate with those of you that might have just gotten some really great results, that you don't have it, it's non-cancerous. Oh, I'm so happy for you. With that being said, on the other side of things, there is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands, 5s are about, you know, conflict, challenges, changes, obstacles. 5s. In the middle again, it's a coin flip. If any of you didn't get favorable results, my heart's with you. You know, maybe you didn't get the job, or maybe you got those test results back and maybe it is something cancerous. Or maybe it's like, oh, this doesn't look good, we need to go do a biopsy, and thus the journey continues for you. So, you know, my heart is with you, my thoughts are with you, prayers, anything that you need. You know, good energy, healing energy, of course. But, you know, just go with the process and it will, I think things will work out. But whatever it is, I think that these are just challenges that will have to be dealt with. And it could end up being nothing still. You just have another step to take more than others. And even if it is, I think you're strong enough to deal with it. So you did all this waiting just to get the answers. And either for some of you, really great news. For others of you, a few of you may have gotten news that's not great, but I think you're going to be just fine. I think that you're going to be okay. And I think that you're tough and, you know, your chances are good to work through it. If it is what it could be something completely different. But the Five of Wands just means that you're going to struggle a little bit, but you can overcome. You have the strength to do that. But good luck, everybody.